Vodafone are the main sponsors of the Irish rugby team, and we have some exciting news.
Yes, Tommy boy, drum roll please. The Offload is delighted to be joining the team of us.
Vodafone is, of course, about bringing fans closer than ever to the team, building the most connected fan rugby base around.
Yes, Vodafone has powered some of Irish rugby's greatest moments, from winning championships to creating history in New Zealand and South Africa. And who will ever forget winning the Grand Slam in Twickenham on St. Patrick's Day?
Oh, we were there for it. It was cold, but bloody hell, it was good. The team of us is about building the most interconnected team and fan base on the planet.
Vodafone, main sponsors of Irish rugby and the Offload podcast. Go on, the team of us.
Right, here we are. Donncha, good to see you again, man. Six Nations is here. We're in person. We're all looking for the gigs in Dublin.
We're all looking for the gigs. The Elephant Graveyard is out. There's every rugby player running around to any corporate event that's going. No more so than the two of us.
It's like the graveyard, isn't it? It's like all the old retired players just kind of come alive Six Nations time.
I used to slag that, down in the reception side of the Aviva, where you have to get your accreditation for different things. It's the ultimate graveyard for ex-has-beens like us. And it's like, yeah, we'll take that good-looking one for TV. Give us that kind of warty one. He can go up there. Perfect.
I have my cup out. Any money going? Any money going? Any gigs going? No, but all good with you? Any crack?
All's good, yeah. Looking forward to the weekend. Tommy, it's a big one, isn't it? Wow.
It is a lot of rugby to be discussed, and a lot has been said this Irish, because it's been tough. The criticism has come hot and heavy for Andy Farrell's team as well. So, listen, I'm buzzing for this match of the weekend. Last weekend was disappointing, to say the least. I think there's no hiding away from it. But
yeah, very true.
You were there at the match over in France. We're both, I think, at the match this weekend, work together as well. So, look forward to that. We're going to discuss who we think is in the team, because we're recording this an hour or so before Andy Farrell's going to name the team. But
you think we'd wait?
We have a fair old idea who the team is going to be as well. Any stories going for us?
I've a few silly stories if you're up for those.
Go on.
I've everything from beavers. There's 6 new beavers being reintroduced into Somerset. They haven't been in Somerset for over 400 years.
Right.
And they're reintegrating them. And they're not telling people where in Somerset for fear that something might happen to them.
Oh, well, I presume they'd be in the river.
Very true.
Big river, and if there's a dam just suddenly appears, I reckon they might work it out.
Brilliant. Detective Tommy's all over it.
Sorted.
Well, they could use you so in 6 Mile Bridge in Clare. Listen to this. So woodpeckers have knocked out the power in 6 Mile Bridge in Clare.
Right.
So they've been tapping away at the electricity poles, and it has actually led to an outage. So no one has electricity.
Right, and it's not down to the floods or anything else. This is woodpeckers. Is this? Are you sure this isn't like Met Éireann now, or someone trying to shift the blame? The government says,
brilliant. It's
not climate change, it's the woodpeckers.
Brilliant. Fine Gael TD from Clare, Joe Cooney, has asked the ESB network to explain the repeated outages.
Right.
So they've actually been able to go back to him and saying the main cause for this is woodpeckers, which I wouldn't have thought. I didn't know we had woodpeckers.
I actually was in the gym there recently, and it's in the middle of the woods, and your man who I train with, Stephen, amazing guy, he has a woodpecker, and it's literally, and when it comes in, because it's quite rare, you have to watch it. They're amazing. Yeah. But I before that I wouldn't have believed, I wouldn't have seen them. It's like the red squirrel. Are they really out there?
I've seen a few red squirrels.
Well, so have I, actually. They're few and far between. They're a bit like the beavers in Somerset.
Are they sure this is actually a woodpecker? It could easily, if it's out in 6 Mile Bridge, it could be Davy Fitz just banging electricity poles going, come on, will you?
He's fed up. I have one for you, right? Now, listen, I used to have to room. And David Humphreys back in the day was in charge of the rooming list, and he decided
very important role.
A very important role, but sometimes it was a powerful role, because if things weren't going well or you were pissing him off, he would be able to pick who to put you in with, and a front row forward was always the ones.
What? No, you're being really harsh on Choice 5 here. Front row are a dream.
You talk about this. I don't know who was at the tight head prop that you said you were rooming with once. Is this not true? A story that you said that you weren't too sure who you roomed with, and you came into put the key the key into
Peter
the door.
Bracken.
Was it right? Tell us
Peter
what happened.
Bracken in the old Doyle Terrace, and I opened the door, and he was just sitting on the toilet.
Door open.
Door open, and he stood up to shake my hand. How's it going, Peter Bracken? I was there. Do you know what, Brax? I'll get you in a while.
And there's no standing up for the front row forwards. When you walk into a new roommate and you're sharing a room with someone and he's left the toilet door open, sitting on the throne, and he gets up to shake your hand. Anyway, he'd be a good man for this study, right? So there's a new smart underwear, right? This is researchers, right?
Apologies, sir.
This is a new, right? So I'm kind of thinking, I used to have to room with John Hayes. I've never heard noise like it in my life.
Yeah, noisy but not smelly. That was Hayes' thing. It honestly sounded like he ripped his pants, but there was never, honestly, it was like potpourri around him. That man never smelt.
I don't remember the smell, to be fair, but I do remember the noise, right? So there's this thing now called a smart underwear device. It's a coin-sized gadget that clips into a normal pair of pants, right? Measures how many times you fart, you pass wind every day, right? So, what do you reckon? How many do you think?
Weren't they saying that it's over 20?
So, what they thought, this is actually a new study because they felt that the average person farted 14 times a day. But according to these new smart device, the average person breaks wind 32 times a day.
32 times?
Yeah. Now, there is also an extreme end of John Hayes's called the hydrogen hyperproducers.
What is it again? Give us that.
A hydrogen hyper producer.
It's a brilliant nickname for him.
He's like the cow that he farms every day. Do you mean the two of them? They're what's causing climate change.
Brilliant.
John Hayes and the cattle.
The cattle, it's him.
But then you have the back three, the Rob Carneys of this world. He's a Zen digester, right?
Oh, right.
And he eats a high fibre diet and can only pass wind 4 times a day.
But isn't this actually, when you go back to the room and less with humps, that's like put similar people. Like, I wanted to be around high five. I didn't really want to be with back three. You're just different. I remember when I roomed with Carney, it was Rob. It was far too neat.
Too neat. To be fair, myself and Carnes, it stressed me out going into the room.
Yeah.
And because he's so unstressed, because he has everything in the right place. But that kind of it just goes against everything I do.
100%. I'm just thinking about Rog was my roomie for a lot of the time, and it wasn't to that same level. The big thing I remember was, when he went to sleep, right, he could leave things on his bed and he didn't budge, if you know what I mean.
Oh, they'd still be there in the morning.
Like, he could get into the bed like this and it would wake up like that.
I am fascinated by that.
Yeah,
I'm a kicker and a jumper and
honestly, it's like a mauling session with my bed. I get up and Jenny's like, honestly, on the curtain going, what the? What have I done there?
I would imagine, because we did this on Ireland this week about one of the big arguments in the household, and it led to a divorce over in the UK is where it came from, is a woman said that she was filling the dishwasher and she could feel her husband's eyes in the back of her head just looking at her because she was putting them in upside down and all over the place. I would imagine Carnes is someone who puts the spoons in the individual slots and can you imagine?
And as a format, they have to all be facing up or down. What is there's serious
OCD, proper OCD.
But I do think there is dishwasher etiquette with some people.
Yeah.
Some people don't like. Jenny does get thick if I put cups on the bottom one. She was there like, that's plates. And
I get thick at that. This is one of the... But I am not a clean person, but it's the dishwasher's the one area that it can kind of lead to a bit of strife in our house. Like Lucy, right, would have peanut butter. Doesn't wipe the peanut butter off the knife, right, and just puts it in. And then, of course, the knife and everything's got peanut butter for it.
I'm with her. That's what the dishwasher is for.
That's what she says.
That's why she's putting it in there. Why is she washing it and then washing it? She might as well just wash it.
We had somebody else on the other day. What about buttering the toast and then using the same one, butter going into the jam?
Oh, yeah, that's offside, isn't it? Nothing worse.
Can't be doing that.
The worst, jam is all right. Imagine straight into Marmite or something like that, or the other way around. Marmite and realising you're a bit shy on butter.
Marmite first to be a bit of a dodgy one as well. Yeah, no, you'd be in big trouble with that. Anything else catch your eye before we talk proper rugby?
No, that was about it, Tommy. Yeah, all's good. Other than that, there wasn't a whole lot more going on around the place, to be fair.
Do you know what I want to talk about? Andrew Trimble, right? Is he not everywhere at the minute? I mean, give it a rest, man, will you?
Are we going to kick him? Are we going to kick him?
Fuck's sake. I mean,
He's everywhere.
Isn't he?
He's everywhere.
Like,
yeah,
right,
yeah,
so he's obviously doing the rugby with Virgin Media, right?
Yeah.
He's got his own Potholes and Penguins.
Yes, with Barry Murphy.
With Barry Murphy, great podcast. Been going for a long time.
Yeah, good fun.
Way too weird for me.
Yeah, absolutely weird. If you're into rugby, forget about it. If you're into weirdos, that's your approach.
Star Wars.
You won't come across too weird.
Honestly, they're so random, the shite they talk on that. He started a new podcast. I don't know what the hell it's called, Offside or Upside or
He
Scrum
was
Halfer.
doing the Rivals as well with Victor Matfield
and John Kerwin.
Yeah,
that's another one. That was the one where
he's on Second Captains. With the lads, yeah, he gives opinions with Shane Horgan. What else is he on? He's on News Talk, isn't he, doing the kind of road shows?
He does News Talk
he's
as well.
He's on Ireland's for the Family
and
Fitters.
He's on Off the Ball doing their road shows. He was up in Belfast this week. So anyway, he's also now writing articles in the paper.
Is in his arse.
Right, yeah. Andrew Trimble, because I peaked late in my rugby career, I can relate to Rory McIlroy. I mean, he's really bigging himself up here, isn't he?
Trimby, who you conning
and this
yourself
is
in the same breath?
Written by Andrew Trimble. He identifies himself with Rory McIlroy. He talks about how Rory used to come into the Ireland camp or into Ulster camp back in the day. So he's met him on a couple of occasions and has followed his career closely.
Yeah,
and he talked about, to be fair, back in the day, McIlroy he got on with the Ulster lads great because he felt he missed the team camaraderie.
Yeah, okay,
whenever he was travelling on his own, he felt it's lonely, you know.
But Shane Lowry's good friends with the lads too, isn't
he?
He
is, exactly.
Yeah.
And well, that's it. You see Shane off with Pete going for pints of Guinness and whatever else as well.
How are you doing? How are your hydrangeas?
Gardening advice.
How are your tulips?
I wonder if he asks him about like the greens, the grass.
He definitely does.
Like in terms of like, if he wants to work out what the speed is like in Sawgrass or over in...
That Shane Lowry's asking Pete.
Yeah.
No chance. It's the other way around. I'd say Pete's at home kind of going, will you ask that groundskeeper what he went down to there on the fort? It looks stunning. What's the Masters? What are the flowers at the Masters?
Augusta. I don't know what the flowers are.
Please.
Begonias, are they?
I don't know. In the comment box, please save us, Pete. Could you bring us back a snippet of that?
That's Pete. Like, yeah, can you actually take some grass from the Masters and bring it over and plant it in your own garden?
There
and
you go.
Wow.
Fix the divot that Bundy left in his garden.
Anyway, Trimby is talking about, he compared at how he peaked late in his career, and it took until 2014, 2016 when he went on to win Six Nations and win New Zealand, fucking rub it in, of course, as part of that team to win
Joe
Chicago.
Schmidt is all it took, isn't it?
Well, that was the other thing. So Trimby no more peak. Trimby's more caps than me. Right? He played when he was like 19 or 20 and he's talking about how he didn't peak till he was later.
Yeah.
He was just shite in the early years until Joe Schmidt told him how to catch a rugby ball.
That was kind of it, to be fair. No, he was always hard done by. I don't want to go away from it. I do feel Trimby a bit like myself when it came to the who's droppable. Trimby falls into that bracket.
We all go through that phase at certain stages of a career. Like you were, there was a stage of your career that you weren't droppable.
Yeah.
There was a stage early in my career where I was definitely droppable, and then towards the end of it as well. Trimby was that too. But it was funny because Cian Tracy actually messaged me this week asking me about wanting to talk about Ireland's high ball, how the tactics went. Now he told me he was going to call me, he never did.
He might ring you there still.
But as part of the text message, he also included in it. So it's like, "Hi Tommy, hope you're well. Cian Tracy or whatever from the Irish Independent."
Sure, that wasn't a private chat between the two of you. You know, this is on a podcast.
Part of it as well. Though then it said, "Well, I'm going to hang him out here because." Underneath it said, "Hi Andrew, really enjoyed your commentary. Watching back the match."
So he copied and pasted it. Oh no! You langer.
Yeah. So maybe he got to Trimby and he'd had enough, so he didn't bother ringing me back.
Of course.
Right? So anyway, he was working on a piece, but I was going to say to him, like, you can't be talking to Trimby about the high ball.
Yeah. But honestly, Andrew Trimble is the equivalent of a Springer Spaniel, isn't he? It's just like chase everything.
Put it up there and let me go after it.
100%.
But don't have me as the person underneath it, waiting for it to come on me.
Let me on it.
He still gets cranky with me because when Ulster played the Ospreys, he was sure
yeah.
that I pointed to James Hook. Like James Hook was kind of kicking off, and he kind of, who was it I was meant to kick it to? And I'm there pointing.
He pointed
to
to
the fella at the back left there.
as you're squirting the ball with water.
And then Trimby's under this high ball. Anyway, listen,
brilliant.
come back.
Keep going. If we don't see Trimby on with Kevin and PJ, or else on with like the two Johnnies, that's
he
the next
can't
stop.
do more. Surely he
put him
can't
on
do more.
with the two Johnnies.
Well, listen, fair play to him. We love Trimby anyway. He's great.
Yeah, some days we love him.
Once he doesn't beat you in Ireland's fittest family. He also talked about the first time he ever went to Lansdowne Road. It was against the Barbarians against South Africa back in 1994. He talks a little bit about going down with his dad and a couple of their friends.
Yeah,
it's kind of one of the, like, you take the kids to the rugby. Like, it must be amazing for you to be able to take them along and kind of for you to show your love for the game.
Yeah.
And I think kind of with the ticket prices kind of the way they are in Irish rugby, it's probably difficult for a lot of people to be able to...
Well, those ones, like I remember my first game was Ireland versus Zimbabwe, and obviously like there would have been extra tickets for that, but there was the schoolboys and girls terrace, or what was it? That kind of section.
Schoolboy stand, yeah.
So that's where we would have kind of gone to it. I don't know, can you get a schoolboy ticket anymore?
I don't know if you can. I think down at the end where there's only like 5 seats at the bottom.
That would be a great spot for it, wouldn't it, if we were ever to bring it back?
It'd be dangerous having the schoolboys down there.
I wouldn't at all. Leave them at it. I actually take out all the seats, make a terrace, and leave them go wild. I think it would lead to a brilliant atmosphere. But I think you're right. I think the point is I remember coming out of that game at that point. Brian Robinson got 4 tries, and I remember coming away from it going, genuinely something clicked a little bit where...
Amazing.
I'd love to play for Ireland.
Well, exactly. Yeah, that's where your love for it comes.
Yeah. And you're there. I want to try to do that.
And it's like €150 for a ticket now. So if you're coming up from Cork or from Coleraine like Trimby or Monaghan myself, it's hefty. It's a hefty day out. But I just wonder if as many people are getting as much love of it. But I can't, so this weekend the Italy match was on, and I had the option of taking the kids and my wife. Yeah. But because I'm working on it, I was
well, that's different.
I didn't want them to come because I want to be there to see the kids, to see, my love and infatuation and my excitement around it. And I think that they would feed off that.
Careful though, they'll end up slagging you, because that's all I get over the games they've come into me. They start taking me off. They're like, "Are you for real, Touchy? Are you for real, Touchy? Work in the backfield. Work in the backfield. There's balls bunksing in the back." They do all these impressions of me going nuts.
That's so funny. I'm playing a bit of FIFA with my young fella at the minute, right? And I keep going, "Oh, ref! Come on, ref!" But then all the time, whenever he's playing football, and I'm going, "You cannot say anything to the referee."
Yes, 100%. Yes, sir. Back 10 in face. Here's me. Are you joking, Touchy?
I got it completely wrong. I'm giving all the wrong messages.
Yeah, but I think you're right. You can't mix both there. You are 100% working, isn't it?
Totally, yeah.
And it kind of you want to go to those ones and empty out and even get in early and have all the experience. And,
big time.
And the funny thing is, like, I've done it as well, where they're like, "Let's get autographs." Yeah. Like this happened to me down in Cork with the Munster match. So they were like, "Will you ask Shane Daly for us? Will you ask Shane Daly?" Yeah. So I'm there like with a pen going, "Sorry, Shane." And I can see, then he cops, he's like, "Thunders, how are you?" I'm there like, "You wouldn't sign that for the lads there, would you?"
I had the exact same thing a few weeks ago at an Ulster match as well. And I took the Jamie along, and he had a load of his pals, and all the pals were up the front getting autographs and whatever else. And I was like, "Where you go there?" Yeah. And he's like, "I can't get to them, I can't." So I was kind of just going, Hendy, here, you wouldn't sign that, there, you? But it's and they're like, "Oh, Tommy, what?" Yeah, it's a bit awkward, isn't it?
It's a real weird one, because then you can kind of see them. But I must say, I probably shouldn't tell the story, but anyway, it happened.
Go for it.
Our, Lions versus Argentina. So all the players, there was a kind of family area down with the tape, so the players could get photos with their kids and stuff like that in their Lions gears and their partners. So Jake went over there because he saw some of the players and he wanted to get some autographs. But then there was people going in. Like the gate opened, and he just went for it.
Did he?
For it. And they were like, "Who are you with? Where's your wristband?" He was there. "I'm with him." Pointed over to me. I was there. "How are you doing?" And I'd say some security guy took kind of a bit of a what's going on here? And he blagged his way in. Hanging around with Marrow, the whole lot, getting autographs.
You are kidding me.
Honestly, I was proud as
Did you get to
man.
go in?
No, I was up on the thing looking at him going, you're doing great, keep going.
Keep on.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
stay
or
in
even
there.
Point him, I was there like, that's Anthony Watson. He wasn't talked up, but I was there, you'll want his autograph.
You were kind of going, here, will you have a word with them? Get me in. Any chance?
Tell Paulie he still has a few of my DVDs.
Do you remember the time with the Munster match you were down there years ago and they wouldn't let you onto the pitch?
Oh my God,
the
yes.
security lads.
Yes.
We were doing telly pitch side Munster game.
To be fair to you, I was delighted with you that day because I'm in a horrible situation there, but you revved
awkward,
up.
Yeah,
yeah.
So we were at a Munster match. I'm not too sure who Munster were playing against, down in Musgrave Park or Virgin Media Park down in Cork, the home of Donncha O'Callaghan. And we were about to go live on air. It's kind of half time, whatever else. And we both tried to get on the pitch and we didn't have our accreditation.
I'd left it in my pocket of my jacket and then we were doing half time. So it's over there, but it's like that. It's in a jacket. It's not in my telly gear.
It's not on you, yeah. And then you were like, we're trying to get onto pitch. And I was able to get onto pitch. I must have had mine, but they were like, no, you can't get on the pitch. And they were like, sorry, have you got your accreditation? And you were like, I mean, I've fucking 200 caps of an accreditation. What are you talking about?
See, this shoulder doesn't move. Is that accreditation?
That was an awkward one.
But what I was proud of, I was saying, I was kind of embarrassed. And you kind of probably spotted it. And you went you were like, accreditation. Does he need accreditation for all? I was like, go on, Tommy boy.
Poor fella, he's just doing his job, though. That's the other thing as
100%,
well.
100%. We don't fault it.
Well, listen, I was just to a Trimble talk about that and just memories going down to Ireland. I remember the first time I went down to watch Ireland, I think it was Ireland against Fiji, and I just fell in love with Simon Gagan. One, just the blonde hair, just was something
brilliant.
about him as a young fella, amazing. And the other thing was, and I think I've told this before as well, that I was there with the Monaghan lads, and two of the dads went off to the toilet at one stage, and then they came back out, and it was in like the East Stand back in the day, and they came out, and I was sitting there, and they both came down the steps, and the two of them just lobbed a bog roll, two big toilet roll streamers out onto the pitch. And these are grown-ups, like they're probably my age, and I'm like looking at them going, they are my heroes.
There you go. Everyone else is looking at them going, grow up.
I know.
Get out of the kids section.
I mean, this is all great till they get kicked out and like your match is cut short.
Too good.
Okay, let's get into the Irish match. Let's take a quick break and have a listen to these. Check this out. Vodafone Business are supporting small businesses across the country.
Yes, Tommy, 2 business customers could win themselves the chance to advertise their business pitch side during the Ireland home games.
Wowee. Deadline for entries is today. Search vodafone.ie/business for your chance to enter. Right, rugby. What do you think? Do you think the criticism has been warranted this weekend or this week in the Irish team?
I think it's been strong, but that always comes when you're successful, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The only thing is, I think it's okay for Andy Farrell to use the emotional stick. He's right. He's earned that right. But I don't think that's fair to come from anywhere else bar that circle.
Well, when the coach opens it up, though, and questions the intent of his team and questions that's questioning your passion, that's questioning your wants, that's questioning whether how much do you want?
Yeah.
Like, listen, it always comes down to who wants it more.
Yeah, it does.
But it's always one thing when you put on the green jersey, you will never be beaten at that.
Yeah.
And when your head coach comes out and says, do you reckon he was regretting it?
No, maybe he was kind of regretting the way it was probably phased and making a little bit of separation. You know there is no separation between that group. You know what I mean? He speaks on their behalf. And
I always think it's quite funny because I remember I was listening to Eddie O'Sullivan talk about it. He was surprised. Like, as a coach, it must be hard whenever, like, he was obviously adrenaline is high, you're frustrated, you're pissed off, and you go straight out and do these post-match interviews. I wonder, like, on the Monday morning, is he kind of, oh, Jesus, lads, I probably went a bit far there, you know.
When you're emotionally invested as well. Wasn't there a soccer coach came out with I don't know whose game plan that was, but it wasn't mine. Like, there you go, completely under the bus. But you're right, you do, as players, you kind of keep an eye on what the coach is saying as well to kind of get temperament, and that kind of bonds you a little bit if they do take the flak for you. Like, there's certain times,
And it's like, I kind of think in years gone by, when you had your Pete, you had your Johnny, you had your Keane, you had your Conor Murray, lads 100 caps plus. They're boys who can rally around the squad and they can be the experience around it. I do think it's there's not a huge, listen, there's plenty of experience with Gibson Park
Yeah, of
and
course,
a number of players, but there's a lot of young lads there whenever they hear that. Like, it was obviously a thought out message that Andy Farrell wanted to light a spark under his team.
Yeah.
But I wonder how this week has gone.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Like, we know it. After a disappointing performance like that, whatever about losing, but underperforming, you are hypersensitive all week, aren't you? And look, people will have got the axe.
Yeah.
But that could easily have been me.
Yeah.
It's not a kind of like, oh, isn't that awful for him? You always kind of thought that could so easily be me, and I'm going to make sure it's not me this week.
Well, that's exactly it. You're just hoping come Tuesday morning if the team is announced, because that's generally when they might maybe find out about the team selection. It's all kind of...
Do you remember we used to, like, if it didn't go well, you like, just get to the room on Tuesday morning.
Geez,
and if you could avoid Eddie, the main one for us was Eddie O'Sullivan. But do you remember, we'd all made it in one time. We were like, yes, we're nicely... And you're looking around like, who's been
got
called?
the nod here? Who's been pulled to the side?
Are we all right? Are we all right? And then Eddie came in, he was there, Jordan, can I have a word? Jordan Murphy pulled out, and all of us were there like, oh, no, man,
we love Jordy. We love him.
But it was like, this is bars.
But it must be so hard for the coach to get around the players, because I always remember, like, on a Tuesday morning, exactly, you haven't got the nod yet. You kind of think, I might be in here.
Yeah.
I haven't been told I'm not in. Because if you're 50, like, listen, if you're outside the squad, you're not going to be getting.
No.
But if you're going to be getting dropped, you'd normally be given a bit of a heads up that you're going to be dropped.
Yeah.
But you'd be kind of... I don't know. It was always a balance. Do I get down to breakfast early? Do I hang around?
Yeah.
Do you go over to the cereal area? You go and you get your eggs, and you kind of see the coach coming in, and you're like, "Oh Jesus, they're walking towards me here." Yeah, that's exactly it. I'm sitting there going, "I'll have 3 poached. I'll have no poached egg out of here."
Exactly. I didn't want to play anyway.
Listen, it looks like team announcement wise, it looks like there has been a couple of changes going into this week.
In those moments, all you want is complete honesty. I've always found players will live with you just telling them the absolute truth. It kind of telling porkies or just kind of making stuff up kind of really annoys you. Whereas, boom, getting it between the eyes. Now, maybe that's just me. Like, the one I always go back to was Eddie O'Sullivan. Myself and Mal were hopping off each other to kind of get, and it kind of came to a head for a Welsh game. And I remember he pulled me aside. He was there this weekend, Mal's togging out. And he was there like, right now, it's probably a 50-50 with your performances.
Yeah.
But he has been brilliant for me and for us for so long. And I'm going to reward that. And he's there someday, if you've been at that level consistently like Mal has been, it will be rewarded too. But right now, I'm backing him. And he was there, listen, I can tell you loads of areas you need to work on your game on right now. But that's not the reason I'm not picking you. So
I hated that though. Because, like, I get where you're coming from, but you're kind of like, that's no use to me. Like, what can I do to try and change that? You know, you're kind of left with, at least if I've been told, like, say for instance this weekend, it looks like Balakoon and James Lowe are in for the 2 wingers, right?
Yeah.
Like, and then going into England next week, if those 2 boys go well, you'd think the chances are they're going to be picked then against England. I just feel like, say for Stockdale, for instance, like, it didn't go well from last weekend.
Yeah.
And he's been playing so well for Ulster, and he was so happy to get back. It's so finite, the margins now.
Yeah,
you know, you may
agreed.
have one bad game, a couple of mistakes, and it's just so tight, the margins now. If you don't take your chance, the pressure is huge.
Agreed, but sorry, I think that has evolved, Tommy, in terms of, right, we were given the chance to make mistakes and write them. They're not at the moment. Like, the greatest one of that is Kieran Frawley. Like, look at Frawley, drop goal to most historical moments. And then all of a sudden, a few poor performances, and boom.
Yeah, but I mean, he's not starting for his province.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just thinking, like, before
Totally.
he would have been togged out and played, and Allowed put it right. Whereas right now, I think it is ruthless. It's a ruthless professional business.
And I remember, being called in for meetings that we told I'm not picked, and I had Eddie do it, I had Declan Kidney do it, I had Joe Schmidt do it, I had Andy Farrell do it. Like, it's never a nice situation.
No,
and you do know that, listen, you kind of think this is a 3-week block, and you're kind of thinking, okay, well, maybe they're going to try and mix things up for Italy and then try and go back to that team and whoever went well for England, because like, I think for, say, Gibson Park and Tyburn, they look knackered. They've had a long season already. They're just got back from, obviously, a really impressive Lions tour. And for them to go and do France, Italy, England would be a big ask. And I think it's a good opportunity to give guys an opportunity. But I just, those days of just getting dropped and kind of have a feeling in the back of your head, you know it's coming. And it's just,
Had you
horrible.
little rules for yourself when you went in there to, like, I remember my brother, Ulti, would have chatted to me, like, and he was there, like, remember the chain of command, that is your leader, that is your coach, that is your boss. So he's, like, right or wrong, that's what's happening. So there's no, and another rule, he was there, you never slate your teammate. You never, like, I'm better than Tommy at passing up my left. You know, my defence is way better than Trimble.
Okay.
You chat about you.
Right.
And you don't point fingers anywhere
I didn't get that advice, obviously.
You were slating him.
He's rubbish.
Shane Horgan. Yeah, he scores one try.
Luke Fitzgerald, Keith Earls, none of them can't even catch. Look at me, I'm catching everything, no bother.
You little rat. Never slag off your mate.
Well, I had a rule. My rule was to not walk past the coach's bedroom in the morning of team selection. And of course, the one day I did it when I was room with Donncha, who told me, come on, be grand, just walk this way. And I would always take the long route down to breakfast or down to dinner around selection time, just to avoid them peering out the little people waiting.
Eddie waiting for us.
And of course, I walked past. Donncha convinced me to walk down past the room. And of course, I go, Tommy, you come in here for work. And he goes in, and I remember, like, the coach always gets a nice big room as well.
Massive,
and this was Eddie this time, and he sat me down on two sides of the sofa. And I remember he stuck his feet up, right? He had his feet on the coffee table, and he was wearing white socks and sliders. And this is before Beckham and the cool people do it. Do you know what I mean? I was like, and he's there dropping me, and I'm like, going, you anyway, listen, team selection wise, again, we're not 100% sure. We have a fair old idea that, like, Izuchuku is in, Conan is in, James Ryan is in. Do you think it was important for Andy Farrell to really mix things up this week?
I think he's loyal. You can't question him on loyalty. And at the moment, that hasn't been repaid. The old Laurie Fisher line, your only currency is performance. And unfortunately, over the last while, Andy probably hasn't got that side of it. But I think he'll want the bunks this weekend. He could easily have not made any changes, and I think he'll get a bunks regardless, because all those lads are honest, hard-working. You know what I mean? They'll know that that wasn't good enough. But I found it interesting this week. John Foggs did a lot of media, and he's saying, like, we actually have to remind the lads, we're showing them this is our standard. This is our, you know what I mean? This is us doing it well. And look, this is when we don't do it well. And I thought it was a really interesting thing. He was saying that we don't walk by a poor standard. And that, like, I remember Doug Howlett bringing that in. That was that mindset of, you know what I mean? What you walk by, you accept. So not pulling each other up. And I do feel that's a massive problem with this Irish team at the moment. The self-policing level of caring so much, like, not being harsh, but the pass back from Sam Prendergast to Tommy O'Brien. Like, afterwards, I'd throw that to you, or you ball me, or straight away, hand up, I'm there. You know what I mean? I know I've done you. You know what I mean? Just accountability of it, you know? I
feel there's a bit of a timidness in that. And I don't know, I could be completely wrong because I'm not on the pitch, but I don't feel that we do have those strong characters to really ball you out of it. So that is not good enough at this level.
But look,
and particularly in the back line, I think that is an issue.
Yeah, Yeah, and look, I think we are getting through these like development pathways or whatever way you want to put it. We're getting brilliant athletes now. You know what I mean? They're coming through. They're all able. They're all conditioned really well. They're all really fit.
Yeah.
But you do need characters too. You do need people that'll kind of go, I'm not okay with you doing that. You know what I mean? And I do think that has to be coached at a young level. Sorry, that has to be ingrained at a young level. I think that's a bit of a miss at the moment. That kind of cultural, someone going, no way.
Like
we don't do that around here.
There's big question marks going through all the papers a minute that we're on the decline, that we need new coaches, that we need new players.
Like, coach, how do you push?
Yeah.
No way. Well, we're the best coaches around, man.
Yeah, well, they're kind of saying there's a couple of coaches that have been there a long time. It's just in the paper today. I was reading about it as well. You know, do they need to get a new voice in there? Listen, I know the like sex and stuff is only just in there. But listen, there's huge. Well, it always comes from a loss like that. Yeah, and I don't want to get into any of that stuff really until we see how this weekend goes, because you're expecting a huge response. So fingers crossed we do see it. I can't wait for the game again.
And it's going to be a belter. Like Italy last week, unbelievable for the performance. And I actually feel bad for them, right? And that's why I'm a little bit worried this weekend, because everyone is putting it down to... And the weather was atrocious, right? But they found a way to win in the bad weather. And like the execution of stuff was incredible. Detail.
And in the early part of the game, when the weather was half decent, they looked good.
But the thing is, Tommy, remember we used to always say it, there's actually a formula for beating Italy, and it's scoreboard pressure, isn't it? 3, 6, 9. Yeah. Hopefully they'd start chasing the game. Little bit of indiscipline, you know what I mean? But they're far tidier nowadays. It's great. Isn't it funny that we went from, what are Italy doing in the competition, to kind of going, geez, hopefully they come in and have a nightmare.
I was delighted to see them get the win, though.
Oh, especially over Scotland.
Yeah. There's question marks there. Like, if they lose to England this weekend, that's going to be a huge one.
Oh, yeah, there's question marks anyway, though, isn't there? Yeah. Genuinely, for that generation of team. What I don't like is the comparison made with the club level. Glasgow are flying, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, they are, but
are they flying?
Well, the coach seems to be getting something different out of them.
Yeah, but it's club level. It's not the international arena. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's very different. Sorry, I don't doubt him as a coach. I know he'd be well able for that kind of level, and probably is in line with it. It's just... Scotland, I think the players will look back and worry, how much do we grab it?
I just think with this golden generation, as they've kind of talked about, to finish, have they even finished third in this in the Six Nations and last number of Six Nations? I'm not too sure, and I'm sure a few Scottish supporters who listen to the podcast will let us know very quickly. But one Scottish person we do have to give massive kudos is Holly Davidson. Yes. She is the first female referee to ref a Men's Six Nations match, and we had her on the podcast last year. Listen, what an achievement. Amazing.
Brilliant.
Yeah, delighted for her.
Do you know what you love about it? It's nothing to do with gender. It's nothing to do with anything like that. It's just because she's the best ref.
Yeah. Well, she's super, real good communicator and everything else, and has the respect of the players, because I was actually reading an article about talking about in the early days, like, people used to question thinking that she was like a physio coming onto the pitch.
No way. Yes. No way. Going over to her kind of going, I think that's just popping out there. Would you ever get that?
It's like Luke Fitzgerald. Remember Luke Fitzgerald first came into Ireland camp, right? And he was only like 20, Luke he was, right? And he thought Owen Redden was the masseuse. And he went up to Owen Redden.
He did not.
Yeah. And he goes, my hamstrings are a little bit tight there. You wouldn't maybe give me an old rub. And Redson was like, who the fuck do you think you are?
You should have thrown him up on the bed. Oh, that's brilliant. But it actually reminded me, you know, the way they were chatting about Edwin the Dogbu getting upskilled into camp. And if you're outside it, you don't really know it, and you can kind of think, like, what's this all about? But I remember Luke Fitz first coming into camp, and it was just so, it's so intense, it's so busy. But we used to have our debriefing meeting of the training at 6 o'clock. Yeah. And remember, he fell asleep. Yeah. The day was just so intense, and God love Lukey. He started kind of, and Eddie was like, Lokey.
He actually fell asleep in the meeting. a team meeting,
Yeah,
and he's there, like young fella straight in,
Nah.
probably been up playing PlayStation all the night before or whatever else.
Yeah.
And
What a
jeez,
player.
remember, what a player, what a legend. Donncha, listen, look forward to see you on Saturday at the game. Can't wait.
Yeah, will we call it some bit? How do you think this weekend goes? Just give me some bit of hope, because I'm nervous.
I think we'll win. I think Ireland are going to beat England away from home as well. I'm going to put that out there now.
Okay, how do you eat an elephant? Let's just take on Italy first.
Okay,
all right? So what about the rest of them? Wales, France, that's going to be...
You fear for Wales at the minute. I saw another big business person has come out and questioned the WRU about their treatment, about what's going on at the minute, the secrecy behind it, talking about how you meant to have a culture and organisation in the Ospreys, in the WRU, when nobody knows, are we going to be here next year?
Yes.
Do we have a job here? I mean, it's desperate what's going on in the WRU at the minute. It's desperate what's going on the pitch with the team at the minute. Like, whenever you're hearing that the Principality Stadium is not even going to be fully sold out.
Yeah, for France.
That's
so sad.
That is so sad. And then, of course, sponsors pull out. So this is a real worry for Welsh rugby and the way forward they go there as well.
But on the pitch, like, France don't look like that compassionate team that would, like, if Wales show what they showed against England, this could honestly be a cricket
It's a
score,
tough start for them, like, isn't it? England and then straight into France.
Yeah.
So you definitely feel from them that. You have to feel that that Wales are looking ahead to that match against Scotland to try and save any sort of face at all. That's the following week at home too. And then, of course, Calcutta Cup, England at home, or England away from home against Scotland. What are you thinking?
Oh, England. It has to be England. Sorry, this is the first time they need to step up. I know they've won 12 in a row and they went to Argentina on a great summer tour, but like, they've come up short in Murrayfield so many times. They actually need to flex now, and they need to stop doing the kind of, the English underdogs, poor old England. Come on, England, get mighty again, get nasty. Let's see.
Let's get a little bit too nasty this weekend, so you save it then. You have nothing then the following week.
Flog yourselves this week.
Listen, lots to look forward to. Of course, Ireland kicking off on Saturday at 2:10, then Scotland against England at 4:40, and then finishing off the day. I know it's on Sunday actually. It's 3:10 Wales against France.
Good to have a Sunday game. I know, not ideal for like.
Oh, I don't know. I prefer a Friday night than a Sunday game. You know.
Yeah. Okay. What about? Do you know what? The more you think of it, Super Saturday is great, isn't it? Boom, boom, boom.
Boom,
3
boom,
games.
boom. Just write me off for a couple of weeks. Exactly. I'm no good for anything. I want to sit up on the sofa and watch them all.
Yeah.
I mean, the weather's so bad anyway. Donncha, good to see you, man.
Good on you, Tommy. I'm going down to 6 Mile Bridge to find a woodpecker. Come on, Davy.